Good morning, friends in Roseburg. For those of you who may not know who I am, my name is Jeffrey Hall, and I'm going to have the privilege of serving you as your next pastor effective July 1st. I want you to know how excited I am to come and minister among you and with you. I'm thankful to Bishop Cedric Bridgeforth and District Superintendent John Tucker for the opportunity to return to Oregon to love and serve the Roseburg community and grow a church where all means all. I'm also grateful to Pastor David, his wife Kim, and Julie Peterson for the ways they have given such care to this time of transition. I imagine some of you are a little anxious, wondering who is this person from South Bay, California, coming to our community? By way of brief introduction, I thought I would share a few things about myself. I was born October 17, 1968, in Hartford, Connecticut. I'll give you a minute to do the math. I had two younger sisters. One has since passed in 2012, and I lived most of my childhood and adolescent years in a small rural town called New Hartford. Growing up, we were the working poor, and like many families, had our fair share of dysfunction, maybe more than our fair share. After graduating high school, I enlisted in the United States Air Force and served as military police for 4 years at Fairchild Air Force Base, Washington, and Lakenheath Air Force Base in England during the First Gulf War. January 3rd, 1992, I was honorably discharged from the Air Force and moved to Eugene, Oregon, where I met my wife, Jennifer, who now works as a licensed clinical social worker with the VA. We married a year later and welcomed our son, Ned, into the world August 1995. As a philosophy major at Oregon State University, I received my vocational call during a course I was taking in the last semester of my freshman year. It's one of those chapters better told and heard than written and read, but it's enough to say here that my calling came not in a sanctuary or Sunday school classroom, but rather in a university classroom. The very next semester, I transferred to Nazarene Bible College in Colorado Springs, where I completed my BA in Biblical Studies. After graduating, I fled the sort of conservative theological ideology and claustrophobic social and political atmosphere and took refuge at Claremont School of Theology, where I completed an MA in religion and would later go on to do coursework in Jungian psychology and religion and gender and sexuality as a doctoral student at Claremont Graduate University, before withdrawing from the PhD program due to some challenging circumstances in our extended family. I was commissioned as a probationary member in the California-Nevada Annual Conference in 2007 and ordained as an elder in full connection in 2010. Over the past 20 years, I have served 6 churches, urban and rural, small and large, and cross-cultural as well. I have served the annual conference in several leadership capacities, to include chairperson on the board of discipleship and chairperson for the conference board of ordained ministry. I tend to pay close attention to mission, vision, strategic planning, finance, and areas of leadership. I value Sunday mornings as sacred, as a necessary and unapologetic time for communion with God through prayer, song, scripture, silence, sermon, and service in the context of Christian community. And I believe it deserves the very best preparation from all of us. My strengths as a pastor and person will soon speak for themselves, and my weaknesses will no doubt become apparent soon enough. One of the aspects I love about the United Methodist polity in general and itinerancy specifically are the opportunities to go where I am sent, trusting that God has a purpose and will do exceedingly and abundantly more than you or I could ever ask or imagine. Each new appointment is a new frontier, uncharted territory, water we have not yet sailed, ground we have not yet crossed. It's an adventure of sorts, and one that we set upon together. I have found that there is the life you plan and the life that happens, and that God is very often in the life that happens. That's the adventure part. I look forward to setting upon this adventure with you as we move toward new frontiers and faith together. I look forward to all of it, the holy imagination, the preparations, the interruptions and inconveniences, the tired feet, the holy water, the bread and cup to nourish body and soul, the mountain highs and the valley lows, the births and deaths, sunshine and rain, the mishaps and mistakes, the getting lost and being found, the suffering, the forgiveness, and the grace of a good night's sleep. I look forward to all of it because I believe God is in all of it. I believe Christ goes with us through all of it, which is good news for a church where all means all. May God bless Roseburg First United Methodist Church during this time of transition and holy anticipation. I'll see you in July.